had an idea for my second video. A while back, little brother asked me, "Hey, how do those things work?" Referring to the credit card I used by McDonald's with him. And I figured, hey, why not make this video, make him subscribe to me, and have him watch the explanations over there. And so today, we're talking about credit cards. What is a credit card? In a nutshell, it's a card you use to access money that a bank is willing to lend you. The key word here is lend. They loan you some money. They don't outright give it to you though. Let me explain. Once you're old enough, and you have good enough relationship with the bank, or have a stable job, you can apply for a credit card. Credit cards are more of a tool. They help with buying things in person or online. Because, everyone takes credit cards these days. There are parts to it as well. You have your credit card number, the expiry date, and the 3-digit thingy they call CVV or CVC. It's a security feature when you try to buy things online. Try to think of it as a phone password, but instead of a phone, it's a wallet. I don't really know if that's the greatest explanation for it. But who cares about that? What people really want to know is how much you can spend on it. Credit limits are basically the total amount of money you can borrow from a bank. Let's say for this example, $500. You can buy anything up to $500 or multiple things that add up to it. But wait, is this free money? No, it's not free money. You have to pay the bank back. The way it works is whenever you use your card to buy something, the bank pays the store that you buy it from. Next question is, when do you pay the bank? Which brings me to the next thing. Billing dates and due dates. The billing date is the day that they add up and total all the things you bought within a certain time frame. The due date is when you pay that bill. Here's where some people get confused, so let me show you how this one works. Let's say your billing date is on the 1st of every month. And last month, you bought $10 of McDonald's on the 10th, $20 backpack on the 15th, and maybe $50 worth of snacks on the 30th. And on the next month, on the 5th, you bought a $50 skateboard. On the 1st of February, your bank totals the McDonald's, the backpack, and the snacks, bringing you to a total of $80. Now you might be asking, "But Jay, what about the skateboard?" That, my friends, is the beauty of the credit card. You don't have to pay that this coming due date. For now, you only need to pay $80. The billing date dictates what you pay on the due date. Since we bought $80 worth of stuff before the 1st of the month, we only pay $80 on the due date, which is typically 21 to 25 days from the billing date. In simple terms, everything you spent your credit card for in January, you'll add up on February 1st and potentially pay off without interest on the 21st of February. Once you receive your bill, most of the time through the banking app or through an email, you'll notice two things that stand out to you: the total amount due and a minimum amount due. What does that mean? It means the bank is saying, you can pay me back in full, but if you can't, you just have to pay me the $25 and the rest of it later. Now, here's where things get important. If you only pay the minimum, banks will charge you with something called interest. Interest is basically the price of borrowing money. Remember how we said that the keyword is lend? Well, lending isn't free. So let's use our example. You owe $80. The minimum amount due is $25. If you only pay $25, that means you still owe $55. And now the bank will charge you interest on that $55. And interest rates on credit cards are usually really high. Sometimes 20%, sometimes even higher. So that $55 doesn't just stay $55. Next month it might become $60. And then the next after that, $65. And if you only keep paying the minimum, it'll keep growing in the background. And that's how people end up saying, wait, I only bought a few things. Why do I still owe so much money? It's not because the bank is evil. It's because you borrowed money and didn't fully return it on time. Now, here's something really important that a lot of people don't know. If you pay your full balance before the due date, you don't get charged any interest at all. You might be thinking, Why should I use a credit card when it's just adding extra steps from cash? So credit cards incentivize using them through different means. Some give points that you can redeem for some rewards later on. Some give cash back. Some give travel miles. Some give discounts in specific stores. Some even give you access to cool places in airports. If you always pay back in full, and you never spend on your card what you don't actually have in cash, you'll be in a good place. And since you're using your card, you'll rack up on points, cashback, or whatever. Over time, that stuff adds up. At the end of the year, you might get $100 back that you never would have gotten back if you paid cash. And in this economy, every bit counts. So here's the takeaways. Pay your card in full, every time. Don't spend more on a card than what you actually have. Just because you have a $500 limit doesn't mean you should spend $500. A credit limit is not a goal to hit, it's a ceiling. Think of it as the maximum weight an elevator can carry. Just because it says 10 people fits doesn't mean you try to squeeze 10 people in every single time. Stay well below your limit. A good rule of thumb is to only use a small portion of it, especially if you're trying to build good habits. The less of your limit you use, the easier it is to pay off and the less stress you'll have when the bill comes in. There's also some things about credit cards that I didn't talk about, like credit scores, which is basically a score that shows how responsible you are with the money you borrowed. In a nutshell, every time you pay your card on time, your score goes up. Every time you miss payments, your score goes down. Your credit score can affect how easy it is for you to get loans or get lower interest rates, and sometimes even rent an apartment. Another thing we didn't talk about was late fees, which is if you miss your due date, the bank can charge you extra on top of what you already owe. And if you keep missing payments, it can mean borrowing money in the future is much harder. So setting reminders for yourself will always be helpful. And that's it for today's video. If you want to learn more, let me know in the comments below, and I might make a part 2. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe, please.